This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, guys. Good evening, everybody. Uh, we have taken a course like graphic designing. In that, we have three modules: Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. So, in that, we'll start with Photoshop first, and after that, we can continue with other two softwares. Before starting up with Photoshop, I need you to know what is graphic designing and other things. After that, we can start with Photoshop and practical work also. I can show you that. But before that, we'll be knowing about what is graphic designing. So, actually, in digital creation, where I can give you example for like if you are running a business or if you have a own business. For example, if you have a product or imagine you're owning a jewelry shop, so you need to promote to the customer to buy your jewelry, your shop jewelries. So what you will do normally, what everybody does, everybody advertise their jewelry shop, and they'll show off their jewelries, what and all, what type of they have, and whether they have silver, gold or diamond, somewhat like that. They're gonna show and everything they're gonna exhibit with the advertising. So whether they're gonna do with digital or with the pamphlets or traditional thing, they'll market their products in digital or a traditional way. So if they want to market, I mean like digital market or traditional market, they must have the graphic designing part. They must have that. Without that, they cannot do any marketing. So if you are going with advertising means you need to have a video editing. So when it's come to pamphlet or any digital creations like digital marketing. Nowadays you have seen many advertisements will be seen in Instagram, Snapchats and Pinterest, somewhere like that. So many of you will use Instagram, so I have given example of that. So in that, if I want to market my product, I need a design for that. So that and all where we'll create in these softwares only. These kinds of software will use to create such type of designs and will exhibit there, will advertise our product. But actually, what are all the digital creations are there? Let me give a list first. After that, I'll tell you which are all the softwares will include. Normally, I can give you example for that. So first thing, we'll have a graphic designing part. Then we have a video editing and audio editing and animations also. Somewhere in advertisements, we can see some animations also. Some kids, what I can say, kids biscuits or milk products or any of that. So somewhere they'll do animation kind also. And when it's come to other part, like I told you video editing, audio editing and graphic design. And actually graphic design, what are all the modules you have, that and all will include in graphic design part only. Apart from InDesign will include in print medias. Okay, print medias, I'll talk about it also. But before that, we'll see what is graphic design. So in graphic design, usually we have two types, raster and a vector. So raster based and a vector based. Raster based, where we'll be editing with the pixels and the pictures. So everybody knows that picture are made up of pixels. How I can give you example for that. Mm, if you take a picture, or if you have a picture already with you, if it is a old picture, if you zoom somewhere, some pictures are blurry. So you think, don't you think that pixel is very less there? So that's why it looks blurry. So if the pixel is more, picture quality will be very good. So if you zoom, you can see one small boxes. I'll show you when I open the software. Okay, that one box considered as a pixel. Just like that, if we have so many boxes, so we have minimum and maximum pixel quality also. That also I will tell you. So if we have that, we'll get a good quality picture. So just like that, if we are editing with the pixels and the pictures, that considers a raster based editing software. When it's come to vector based, means vector based is like, I can give you example of business cards, posters, pamphlets, magazines, and billboards, standing banner, somewhat like that. You have seen all that. So those are all considered as vector based. In vector based, if you zoom, you cannot see any pixel there. It's just a normal one. So that's why it is a vector based work we call. So here you have vector as well as a raster based editing software. And I told you before that one software called InDesign, where we'll be taking that to print media, I told. So print medias, I can give you example for that as a Deccan Herald, Times of India, somewhat like that, print medias. For that, we'll be creating newspapers, contents, everything. So print media specially need a InDesign software. They mostly use InDesign. So if you know InDesign, you can be into those companies also. Deccan Herald, Times of India, somewhat like that. You can be a journalist there and you can create a content there. You can be into that print media team. So if you learn a raster based editing software, you can be into advertising company somewhere. Like I can give you example of, see, in Amazon, if you have I mean like if you like one top, imagine if you like one top kurti, so in that you need to change a color for that same design, same pattern, everything are same, but you need to change a color for that. In these kinds of software, you will change a color and you will put it into Amazon. Whichever color they want, they will select and they will. So that type of company you can get into it if you learn any raster based. And not only with that, I can give you many example. You know, you can be a artist, digital artist, digital paintist, so are there. And if you learn a vector based, means you can be into some product packaging companies also, where you can design a product packages, and you can design posters, pamphlets, and a billboard, somewhat like that. It is necessary to, you know, market the product for all the company. For all the company, this is must. If you learn this, you can be into some good companies. So I make sure if you learn, there is no like you can easily be into some company, because every each and every business needs this. If they want to promote, if they want to advertise their product, this must be there. Without this, they cannot convey to the customer about their products. So that's why graphic design, video editing, and I told about graphic design and print media. Now I'll tell about talk about video editing. If you know, video editing means you can be into, you know, film field, and news channels, movie editors, serial editing, and reality shows editing, somewhat like that, event editing, everything. You can do anything there. Or else you can open your own channel in YouTube, and you can create, you can make a money by that. Or else, if you know all the softwares, if you know all the software, if you don't want to go to any company, you can sell your work in online. They're gonna buy that. So that also you have an option. So if you learn this, you have so many uses. Okay, you can be into company also. Without being into company also, you can earn by freelancing, or I told you, no, you can sell your work in online also. So next is audio editing. So every video there should be audio also. So you can edit the proper audio, and you can make animations also. You can create. So we'll start with Photoshop now. In graphic design, it will come. In graphic design, we have a raster based and a vector based. So Photoshop, I told you, first module I will take the Photoshop. So Photoshop comes under raster based editing software. Okay, where we'll be editing with pixels and pictures. That's why. Next we have a Illustrator, where that comes under vector. It can work like both actually, raster and a vector, but mostly we say a vector. So here we'll talk about Photoshop. So here Photoshop is one of a raster based application software, where you need to install that. It's a paid software, and it is one of a powerful software where will be used to edit image editing, and a graphic designing part, and digital art also, art creations also. I will teach you all that. And it launched in 1988 by Adobe company. So it is a Adobe Photoshop. and it is one of a professional software to edit a image. And mostly it's comes under graphic designing, I told you. And it's not like that only you can edit only pictures. You cannot create any vector based work here. You can create all kind of work in all the softwares. See, just like the software is best in raster editing, so that's why we most commonly edit a raster based work. So here we can do so many works like, digital painting, photo manipulation, neon light effect. So many are there. Dispersion effect. I'll teach you all of that one by one. And most commonly, we whatever we have edited, so that we can put that to websites and social medias. We can create so many other things. We can create a content creations for social medias also by using this Photoshop software. And we can market or advertise our materials or products by this Photoshop. We can do so many things. Photoshop is completely versatile, combined with a vast array of tools and skills. Only the thing is you need to create creatively there. So let's open Photoshop software now. Here we have Photoshop CS6. We are opening this. We'll be learning the software Photoshop. This how it looks. And we need to go to file menu. These are all the menus. These are all the tools group, property bar, and here we have some essentials also, extra options also. And we can go to file. Here click on new, and here we'll get a panel. So here we need to create a artboard or a canvas. First we should take that. On top of it will work. Before taking that artboard, we cannot work, because see, our workspace is empty here. So if we have some workspace only, then only we can work on top of it. So for that we should go to file menu, and there new. In that we should take, here you can give a name for your file, and you can create a artboard how much ever you want. Here normally I take 11 and 10 in inches. If you click on this drop button, you'll get many other measurements also. Whichever you want, you can take that. And here also preset, you'll get a sizes whichever you want based on that. If you are making it for film and video means, where I can give you example of thumbnails. Have you heard of thumbnails? Thumbnails is I'll give you example of, see, if you open a YouTube means, suddenly you can see image there. By seeing that you'll think that something is there in that video, let me watch that. If you click on that, the video is only different, but the image is showing, or it is grabbing your curiosity. Okay, so that image we consider thumbnail. Just like that, you can create it for any videos, not only for particular video. Or here we can create that for film videos also, or normal videos. And if you want to upload it for mobile and devices also, just before I told you, for social medias, if you want to create some content or anything to advertise a product, so you can take that size. So based on that, you can give a size and you can create. And if you have a website, if you're running some business and if you have a website, you can give a measurement and you can create a design for that website also. You can upload it there. Just like that, we have many other normal photo editing also, and international papers, default Photoshop size, and US paper are also there. But here we'll take custom, where I will be customized here. So that's why. So because we are practicing here, I mean, like, I'll be explaining here. I'm not giving this work to any clients. So if any clients mentioned you with the measurement, here you can choose this manually. Okay, so now I'm taking this. First you need to take this, select the inches first, then you can give a measurement. Here I have taken 11 and 10. 11 and 10 is my 11 is my width and 10 is my height of a artboard, my artboard. And resolution is 300 here. Resolution, where I told you the quality, pixel quality. So if you should give 300 there, then only your picture will look qualitative one. So the minimum is 72, maximum it should be 300. So make sure it should be 300 only. And here if you come to color mode, you have so many color modes: bitmap, grayscale, RGB, CMYK, and lap color. So here we are selecting RGB, which means red, green, blue. So red, green, blue, where it is a color mode of raster based editing software. Normally we use this color mode for raster based editing. So I told you it is a raster based editing software. It's not mandatory that you should create only raster based work. You can create a vector based work also. But when you're creating here, make sure you're changing a color mode. Vector based color modes are CMYK. The other color modes are normally it has. And grayscale, don't put grayscale, make sure that it should be RGB only. If you have given any grayscale means, even after putting some color also, it looks gray. Even if your image is colored, picture also it looks gray. So make sure it should be RGB only. Color modes are really very important, and colors are really very important. When I'm doing vector, you can know about it, I'll tell you. So here you can select a background colors also for your artboard or a canvas. If you want that in a white or a black or a transparent or anything, you can change that. Let it be white. After everything, I hope everyone got this. So write it somewhere else or copy down. This should be the measurement whenever you come to design. So this should be the measurement. 11 and 10, it should be inches. First you need to select the inches, centimeter, millimeter. First you need to select this, then you can change this. After that, resolution and the color mode, and this you need to see everything this. And now you can give okay. See your artboard or canvas. Now on top of it you will work. Till now we have created only canvas. So on it will work now.
Uh, Sorry to interrupt, but I'm not able to hear.
I've not started yet. It it is mute. Okay. So today I'm going to teach you only with the two tools here. These are the tools group and we call this as a tools. In that I'll teach only two tools, okay? Move tool and a rectangular marquee tool. If you right click on this, you can see a tiny triangle here. If you right click on this, you can see other tools also in that. So you should use only two tools there here in tools group. And the main thing I should tell you is Photoshop is a layer based working software. Only in Photoshop you can see many layers. It doesn't mean that other software doesn't have layers. You can create a layers, but Photoshop is the only software where if we put one dot also, we should have it in a layers. So first thing I told you, this is the canvas. We have created a canvas now. On top of it, we should work. Today I'm going to teach you how to draw. I mean like drawing, vector based or a cartoon drawing here, cartoon image kind drawing you need to draw with only two tools you should use. Other than that, you should not use. That's how you should show the creativity. Make sure you should practice this, okay? And now I'm taking this rectangular marquee tool. If you don't know the name of this, see, if you put your cursor here, it will show you, it will show the name of it and the control key also. So here rectangular marquee tool, I'm selecting this rectangular marquee tool and dragging from the corner to this corner, okay? So you can see dotted lines here. So here I'll come to layer panel, layers, layer panel. If anybody doesn't have this layer panel, you can go to Windows and here you can enable. So you have a control key also F7. If you click F7 also, you can have a layer panel. Okay. Without layers, you cannot work here. Make sure each and everything should be in separate layer. I'll show you now. So now I have created this rectangular marquee tool. Now I'll click on this. You can see a file kind button here. Click on that. You can create a new layer. Now I got a new layer, layer 1. So now I should apply a color for this. So if I want to apply some color means here I should come to the, here you can see two colors here. So which means see, foreground color and a background color. Here background color of the artboard that you cannot see. If you apply also you cannot see that. Only foreground color will apply here. It will only take here. So now I'll click on this color. Color picker panel will come. In that we'll select a color. Q OK. And see now. You have selected a color here. You can select a color here also, and here also we have color panel and swatches we have. So in three ways also we can select. Wherever you are comfortable, you can select there, okay? Here I have selected. It has come to foreground color, but it should apply to your canvas. So if you want to apply that to your canvas means you need to give a control key called Alt plus backspace. See, now it has applied. So Alt backspace to apply color. Write the control keys, whatever I say. So if you are not writing, make sure note down somewhere, or else you cannot work in further works also. It'll be very tough because these are the main, I mean, like basic control keys which you need to know, and where it applies to other works also. So here we have applied color for our artboard also, but we can see still dotted lines. So if we want to get rid of this, we need to deselect that dotted lines. If we want to deselect that dotted lines means Control D to deselect. Control D to deselect that dotted lines. Now it has gone. Now you can create. Now I'll create a sun. So for that I will take a new layer. Before that I will not take a layer. See, if you want to delete any layer, you can just drag and drop into this dustbin. It'll go. Okay. So now I'll right click. I'll take a elliptical marquee tool and hold shift to get perfect circle and drag it. Now I'll give a white color. Alt backspace to apply color. Control D. See, now I'll take a move tool. Move tool is to move the object. See, now both the object are moving now. I want separately that circle should be moved separately. But here what is happening? Both the object are moving. So I don't want this to happen. So Control Z for undo. Control Z to undo. So if it is not coming back, so Control Alt Z. Type Control Alt Z till here and take a new layer. Now apply color and Control D for deselection. Now you can move. See, separately that circle you can move because it is in separate layer. That's why even if you put one dot also, it should be in separate layers. So now I have created this circle. Behind this I need to give a sun rays. So if I want to give a sun ray kind means here I'll click on this elliptical tool and here in the property bar I'll get a feather. I have an option called feather. I should increase that. If I increase, I'll get a effect like smudge kind. I'll show you now. So increase up to 300 this feather and give enter. And now hold shift and remember one thing. You should not go out of this work area. You should not go out of this artboard. If you go, so it is not considered here. So you should work inside this artboard only. If you want to work extra means you should take artboard extra before only. So hold shift and drag it, leave out now, and now you got the circle. Now I'll give a color and I'll take a new layer, Alt backspace. See, this is how you get. If you increase a feather, this how you can see. So now Control D and I should put this sun ray kind behind this white circle. So for that I should give Control T where I get this transformation control of the object. So I'll take this and first thing I will reduce. If you want to reduce or if you want to do some changes, go to the corner side of those object and then do hold shift and then drag like this and then put it here and give enter to come out from the transformation control. If you click outside it won't go, so if you want to come out from that, give enter. So now what happened, that circle is behind this ray. So now if I want to see that up, means take that layer and put it up. Now you can see. So now again I'll take a elliptical tool only. After the work you need to reduce the size of this feather. Remember, whenever you want you can increase, but after the work you need to reduce the size of that feather. Within 5 it should be, within 5 it should be there. So I'll give 0 only. So here again I'm taking this elliptical tool to make a cloud. So I'll just drag it like this and again I'll drag it and again I'll drag it. How it is taking means, here I have a option in property bar. See, I have a option called add selection, subtract selection, intersect selection. So here it has taken add selection. You should click on the option called add selection and you can add the circles here. It will add like this. And now you can go to color picker panel, double click on that color. You can go to color picker panel and take a new layer here. Alt backspace to apply color. Control D to deselect that. Control T to transformation control of that object. Hold shift and drag. So now it is in the same layer. You can see that layer has not taken here. If I reduce this, see the sun is also reducing that circle. So give enter and control alt z, give control alt z till here and give a new layer. Now give the color again, alt backspace to give color, control D to deselect. Now do control T and reduce the size of this. And if you go to corner side of this object, you have a rotation also. You can rotate the objects. Still more I'll do. I'll change the color. Again I'll take a new layer. Alt backspace to apply color. Control D, Control T to deselect. Reduce a little and put it here. And you can place it with arrows also. You can move the object with arrows also, with your keyboard arrows, however you wish to, however you are comfortable. So now it has done clouds part. Now I'll do birds also. Here you cannot do perfect bird, but actually you can do like this. I'll show you. Same add selection I'm taking now. Here I'll go to subtract selection and I will subtract the object. Okay, now I will take a new layer and I'll give black color. I will give, and I'll apply here. Alt backspace to apply color. Control D to deselect. Control T to transformation control. I'll reduce the size of this much. Okay. Now I'll just take this and place it somewhere here and I'll rotate it. So here you can see somewhere bird is flying, bird kind, and you can just duplicate it. If you want to duplicate the object means you can right click and you have option called duplicate layer, or else you can go with the control key. Control J to duplicate that and take a move tool and just take this and control T again. I'll reduce, enter. This is how it looks. And now I'll give a road. Rectangular marquee tool. I'll create a road here. Layer, give a layer and the same color I will apply. Alt backspace to apply color. Control D to deselect that. And in the middle of the road we have tracks. So we should create that tracks now. So I have created with the rectangular marquee tool, but tracks we should subtract. So here I'm taking a subtract selection and I'll subtract that line like this. And now I will give white color and take a new layer again. Everything should be in separate layer. You can see here many layers are there. Everything should be in separate layer. That's why we say Photoshop is a layer based working software. Alt backspace to apply color. Control D to deselect that dotted line. Now road is created. Now I'll put one gate also here. If I want to put one gate, I will take a rectangular marquee tool only. I will take this and now I will add. I will take add selection and I will add it. And now uh, drag it like this. Okay. Now again. And now I'll go to color picker panel. I'll select the color and give a new layer. and apply color. Alt backspace to apply color, Control D to deselect. So it is coming above the road also. It should go behind the road. So now I'll take this layer and put behind the road. See, now it has gone. After this I will put one, mountains also I can do. So now I will take a elliptical tool and I will create, drag it like this. So now it is in subtract selection. Control Z, select add selection. You can add it like this. See, now here you can select a color whichever you want. Alt backspace to give color. You can see here, no, whatever you have applied, it is in your work area only. It will apply in your work area only. Out of this, it won't take. Control D to deselect this. So now I'll take this and I'll put behind this gate. And Control T, hold Control T and just hold Shift and drag it and adjust it properly like this. And give enter to come out of that. Now I'll just give a greenery part here with elliptical tool only. Take a new layer and select a color. Alt backspace to apply. Control D to deselect. Again, take a new layer. Alt backspace to apply color. Control D. Control T now. And increase. Hold Shift and increase this like this. And here you cannot duplicate, because if you duplicate, it comes, this part will come, only this part will come. You can rotate and you can place it, but it won't look good. That's why manually if you do for this, it looks good. Alt backspace to apply color. Control D. Hold Shift and drag it like this. Now I can create a tree also here. So for tree, see here, rectangle tool I'm taking. Take a new layer, and by add selection, subtract selection, you can use elliptical and you can create somewhere. It looks like cactus. And you can use this subtract selection somewhere. Should give more like this. Add, add. Okay, I'll just keep like this, and I have taken a new layer, just a cartoon image, and alt backspace to apply color, control D to deselect. Somewhere it looks like this. Properly you do when you are doing intersect and add, subtract. And for elliptical, and take a new layer and apply color, alt backspace to apply color, and control D to deselect, control T, and you can place it here. You can reduce the size if you want little, and you can place it somewhere. It looks like this, where this part won't be seen. This part won't be seen, only the below part people will see. So that's why if you place properly like this, see, it looks like tree. So now it looks like tree. And in this also you can create some fruits by using elliptical tool. Take a new layer, hold shift and drag it wherever you want. You can give a color, alt backspace to apply color. See now, fruit tree. And here you can put some grass also by using this elliptical. And see here I'm using only rectangle and elliptical. Other than that I have a single row and marquee tool also. See here, it used to create objects for measurement. For measurement we can use this rectangular marquee to sorry, single row and single column. See here, single row it is there. If I take single column, by measurement I can create with measurements. For measurement purpose we can use this both the object, single row and single column. But actually we use only rectangular marquee tool and elliptical marquee tool. Control D to deselect that. And you can see the layers, which are the layers here. You can see that here. So here I'll take new layer, and elliptical only I will take. I'll put some grass. single I will take like this, and I'll give a color. I'll give a dark color like this, and I've taken a new layer, Control D. So now what I will do, I'll just duplicate this. So if I want to duplicate this, Control J to duplicate this, Control J, and Control T. I will just rotate this like this. So you can just zoom the image. Zoom the image. Here you can see, I told you, no, boxes. So here one box is also considered as pixel. Control minus to zoom out, and now hold space bar, you'll get a hand and you can move it here. Now you can move that object wherever you want, just like that. Control G, Control J, Control J, how much ever you want you can do that. And now Control D. Press Control T. Somewhere you can create a, I hope you got this, but only the thing is to, you need to arrange it properly. You should arrange it really properly. If not, it looks something different. So you need to arrange it carefully. See, if you control minus, somewhere you can give one small, one big, grasses like that. But I've given all in one size only. But you can reduce that. And here, okay, here if I right click, I can if I give Control G to this layer, it has created a group. Now whichever the copies are there, I can just put into this group. Control G for grouping the object. See, now if you right click this, you can just ungroup the layers also if you want, or you can merge the group with other also. So now you can just hide it. In one group, you can see all the other layers. So now you can just press Ctrl T. You can reduce the size of that and you can put it wherever you want. And that also you can, wherever you want, you can just duplicate the whole layer, and you can, wherever you want, you can create it here, everywhere. If I, control J this group again, see, now with move tool, I will move this object and put it here. Control T. I hope you can see. This is how you can create so many creative things with this option. There are many things. With only two tools only, you can create so many things. I can, here one layer I have. Where is the road layer? Maybe I have deleted. Okay, again I'll create. I'll take a rectangle. So here I'll give a subtract selection. Take a subtract. I will subtract the line here. Take a new layer. Alt backspace to. Oh, I have not changed the color here. So let me double click and change a color. Alt backspace to apply color. Control D to deselect. Now you can see. So here if you right click this, you can see the options also. Again, if you don't want this, you can delete a layer, or if you want to duplicate this, you can duplicate the layer. If you have given merge down, means it will merge to the down layer. Okay, this is how you can create a image. So in the next class, I can teach you with the background changing and other, menu option also. Menu option also I can teach you with other tools, and with other options also I can teach you. But today's work you need to do this at home. Please do practice. See here. Now the layer as selected, the track layer as selected, that's why it is moving. If I click on this cloud layer, it will take, or else you can go to that layer and you can select. So this is how you can create. Still more I can do. Still I can create car, and I can do any images also here. But this is the final image you can see. At least this much you create and practice. Okay, if you create this much only, then only you can at least see. First select, first check with this option, add selection, subtract selection, and interselection, how it works. And try with the layers, each and everything with the layers, and try taking a artboard first. How to take everything, I have given you the measurement also to practice. So the same measurement you apply in your laptop also, or a desktop. The same thing you can see here. You can see I have given a background here as a cyan color. If I, If I hide this, the background will be blank background. Here default layer will be background. Don't touch that or don't do anything in that layer, okay? Everything should be in separate layer. See, I have not done anything to this background layer. Make sure you are taking in other layers only. Here, separate layer you should take. If you click on this option, you'll get a separate layer only. Don't touch this background layer. That is a default layer. We'll get it in a Photoshop. Don't touch anything about. If you made anything there, you can just unlock. First unlock this. Right click and layer from background, and you can convert this background as 0 layer. Okay, if you have done anything means, but make sure don't touch that layer. If you touch that layer, you cannot do anything properly. Make sure it should be separately kept. Okay, take other layers here. The other option is there for that. And still more, you can just add it the same way you can create it for a night sky also. Now I have given it for a day sky, so you can the same thing you can create it for a night sky. Let me hide this. The same thing will be there. I'll change the background and this smudged kind. I will change only those both. See how it looks. I will hide this one and the background. I will take a rectangular marquee tool. I will just drag it like this till the end, and I will give blue, maybe blue. Alt backspace to apply. Control D. Actually, these birds we should give white color, but anyway, we have done that in a morning effect. That's why it is. Uh, Now, okay. Now let me create a circle. Hold Shift and create it, and give white. Take a new layer and Alt backspace, Control D. And again, if you want that smudged effect means, go to feather option in above property bar, make that as 300, enter and hold Shift and drag it. First leave out the mouse click, then leave out your keyboard click and give Alt backspace. See, smudge kind you will get. Control D, Control D. Reduce the size of this. Oh, both the layers have done in one. Okay, let me control enter, Control Alt Z. So I'll take a new layer. Color I'll give little gray. Alt backspace and Control D, Control T. Reduce the size. Now I'll put the circle above there. You can see here. And if you want to put some stars means the same thing, elliptical only. I'll take a new layer. Oh, I should reduce the feather after the object done. Make sure you should reduce the feather. Reduce the feather around 0. Now you can create. backspace, and Control D, Control T, reduce the size. Should look, it should be very tiny. Enter. The same thing you can move. The you can give Control J, J, so much, and you can just put that wherever you want. Select here, take that wherever you want. You can just place it. The same thing you can do it here. You can just click on this layer, Control G, and put all these star groups in one. Put that to group. Drag and drop into that group. See, now if you hide that, no, all the stars can you can hide. This is how you can create with a night sky and with the day also. Same thing. Have shown you both the ways also. Make sure have some creativeness and create it. Okay, so practice this. How to take see here, these are the common measurement we should take for the artboard. Common measurement, if anybody doesn't know, you can copy this and take the same measurement for your practice. And if anybody has any doubts, you can just text me in this chat box. In this module, which I explained you now, if you have any doubts, you can text me in that chat box. I'll see. Okay, and one more thing I can tell you is, for free, same like Photoshop, if you want to use it by the help of Google, means you can use Sketchbook, that and Photo P also you'll get. Same like Photoshop only. But if you learn Photoshop, you can easily work there. If you don't know to work here, you cannot work there. But I can make sure most of the options are same in Photo P. Just like Photoshop we have the same, most of the options are same in Photo P. But I don't know about Sketchbook. I cannot assure you with the same tool, same options. But for free, you can use Sketchbook. So now nobody have doubt. Okay, then